Good evening, YouTube. Welcome back to Workshop Taz. Subject tonight is the Central Pneumatic Air Compressor from Horrible Freight. 1.5 horsepower, 6-gallon, 150 psi. Yes, Central Pneumatic. Yes, I know it's pneumatic, but I like throwing that P in there. Alright, so here's what we got. So yesterday I did a video on this. It leaks air, so I had pulled the top off, took some suds to it, couldn't really find any leaks. Came in today. I did tighten up a couple of fasteners, and I think that did it because it's pretty much on 150 psi. Now usually after about 2 days it'll run down to about 100 psi, and then you have to plug it back in. The leak isn't that big of a deal. I'm just being anal about this. I want it to hold 150 psi for as long as you want to hold it, just because it's supposed to. Yes, it's a $99 air compressor, but what the heck. Anyway, I wanted to also show you guys something here. And let me get my tool. I want to tell you guys, if you have to take this puppy apart, if you take a look in here, I don't know if I get enough light in there, if you can see that or not. I got the bolts out, but down in this hole here, it's wide here at the very beginning. If you can see that, how wide it is, it tapers down to the hole. So you can kind of see the hole. I've got, like I said, I've got the bolts out of it. So there you go. You can kind of see there's one bolt in there. So it tapers as it gets down in there. If you use a shorter Allen wrench, this part here is going to get stuck. That in this part is going to get stuck halfway down in there, about like that. If you had it upside down, it was, So if you have to get in there, use a long one. I don't know if you can get these at Horrible Freight or not. I got these from Mac Tools many moons ago, and they just happen to fit down in there to get the Allen head, or the Allen bolt that's in there, and there's like 4 of these little guys in there, down in there. But that's the second air compressor I run into that is tapered as you get closer to the bolt. So anyway, I got those out with this, just letting you know. And if you're wondering what size that is, I have no, let's see, it's upside down here. Looks like it's 5 millimeter. I don't know if I can focus on that or not. And these are some tools that I bought many years ago for another project. Anyway, within 2 days it goes down to 100 psi. I tightened some stuff up. It seemed to do it. I didn't catch the leak. I just must have got lucky. But I'll pull this top off here to show you what's on. It's actually a pretty simple little unit. Actually, I was really kind of shocked at the simplicity of it, which simplicity can be a good thing sometimes. Cheap and simplistic. So here's all the pressure valve in there. You got your air pressure gauges, and your regulator knob is on the other side of that. So let me set this down here. Here's where we can have all kinds of leaks. It could be leaking from here. It could be leaking from here. Oops, here. Or it could be leaking out of one of these gauges. Or it could be leaking out of the regulator valve there. I don't think it was leaking there, but I'm just saying that's a possibility. It could be leaking here. It could be leaking down here. It could be leaking here. Could be leaking here. So I'm just saying, I'm just using this stuff for reference. This is stuff you guys need to check if your Horrible Freight air compressor seems to leak, or it can leak out of here. Now, it didn't do this when I first bought it. I've had this for, I don't know, 2 years now. Yeah, about 2 years, and it didn't leak. I haven't used it all that much. All of a sudden it started, and it's a gradual leak. It's not very fast. Or down here, it could leak out of there. Now, alls I did was tighten this up, and this was already tight. Actually, this was already tight. I did get a little more out of it, and then I tightened this up, and this was really tight, but I got a little more out of that. That's what I tightened it to. So far, it doesn't seem to leak anymore. I'm not saying that's what's going to fix yours. If yours starts to leak, I'm just telling you that's what I did. I took the suds and went all around here, and I didn't see any air leaking out, so I just haphazardly thought, well, let me try these two first. And then what I did is I had a paper towel and I was dabbing it. That didn't work. You really need a spray bottle with soap. I did have soap, but soapy water, but dabbing it just doesn't work. So far so good. So I hope that works. I'm just letting you guys see that's what's in this puppy. And you've seen them every time you go to Harbor Freight. And so far I like the compressor. It hasn't let me down other than the leaking. It's a gradual leak. It's not, whoops, how come I can't get that back on there? What the heck? There we go. There we go. So it never did go all the way to 150 psi. That could be the gauge, whatever, however they get set, that's fine. But I'll check it tomorrow, and as long as it stays right up here, then that's where it stayed before. If it goes back down and within 2 days, and I know I still have a problem, and I'll have to recheck that. But just random video, letting you guys know that's what I did. Why do I have my Chucky approved, Chucky 2009 approved safety glasses on? Because if something came loose on that puppy with 150 psi in there, I want at least my peepers safe or protected or something. Anyway, that's all I got. Hopefully that keeps it from leaking. If not, I'll have to go in it some more. And that's really all I got. It was just a project, mini project I was working on. It just happened. I don't like the idea that it's leaking. I like to try to keep that stuff fixed if I can. If you have the same problem with the same air compressor, that could be a couple of the problems. That's all I got. Thanks for stopping by and wasting some time with me. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. And we'll catch you here in a couple days with something more fun than this. Anyway, thanks a lot. Bye.